Passive income. You've heard about it, right? It's the ultimate dream. The idea that you can make a living without constantly trading your time for money. I mean, that's incredibly appealing. But you and I both know the internet is just flooded with these get-rich-quick schemes that promise you the world, but deliver? Well, not much. So today, let's cut through all that noise. Let's get into the real, unfiltered truth about what it actually takes to build it. And look, the goal of making money while you sleep, it's a fantastic one. It's really all about freedom, about flexibility, about building actual wealth. But there's this huge misconception about how you really get there. The popular story everyone tells you, it conveniently leaves out the most important parts. So here's the core problem. The dream that gets sold online is that passive income is effortless and fast, like it's the perfect place for any beginner to start. But the reality? Oh, it's effortful. It's slow, and it is an end goal you have to work towards, not some magic button you get to press on day one. Seriously, just understanding this one difference is the most important first step you can take. Okay, let's get into the first of 3 absolutely crucial lessons. If you remember nothing else from this entire explainer, please remember this. You can't start with passive income. You have to begin with its total opposite. I love this quote because it completely reframes the whole journey. Think about it like you're climbing a mountain. You don't just magically appear at the summit, right? No way. You have to do the hard, active work of climbing first. Passive income, that's that beautiful, incredible view from the top. So what even is active income? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's you actively doing the work. Whether you're a freelancer, a consultant, or you have a 9-to-5 job, you are directly trading your hours for dollars. This is the starting line for pretty much everyone. Okay, so the key here is to understand the path from active to passive. Let's look at these steps. First, you do the active work yourself. You get good at the skill, you serve the clients, you learn the ropes. Then you start to systemize it. You create checklists, templates, repeatable processes. And finally, then you can scale it by automating, by hiring people, or by turning it into a product. That right there, that's the moment your active income starts to transform into something passive. Now let's move on to our second lesson, and you'll see how this builds on the first. This one is a fundamental mindset shift. It's all about changing the main question you're asking yourself when you're trying to come up with an idea. This question. This is the one that paralyzes so many of us, right? We just sit around thinking, okay, what could I possibly do to make some money? But it turns out that's completely the wrong question to be asking. See, the old way of thinking is totally focused on you. How can I make money? But the new focus, the one that actually works, is about other people. What problems can I solve for them? Just that simple little switch changes everything. Oh, I absolutely love this phrase. Your new job isn't to be some idea person. Your new job is to be a problem-hunting machine. Start paying attention to what people complain about. Listen for what frustrates them at their job or in their hobbies. I promise you, that is where every single profitable business idea is hiding. And at the end of the day, this is the bottom line. Money is just a byproduct. It's a consequence of solving a problem. If you can find a painful, urgent problem for a specific group of people who also have the ability to pay for a solution, you've found the foundation for a real business. And that brings us to our third and final lesson. And honestly, this is the one that, if you ignore it, leads to the most wasted time, money, and just pure heartache. It is the single most common mistake that new entrepreneurs make. Just let that sink in for a minute. Most of us think the really hard part is creating the thing. Building the course, coding the app, setting up the service. But the truth is, that's actually the easy part. The truly difficult and way more important part is finding people who actually want to buy it. We tend to pour like 90% of our energy into building the product, which is actually the easier task on the list. We should be flipping that completely, spending most of our energy on the much harder task, finding and truly understanding our customers. This is a direct warning. Please don't build in a vacuum. So many people spend months, sometimes even years, perfecting a product, only to finally launch it to the sound of crickets. They built something they thought was cool, without ever checking to see if someone else would be willing to pay for it. So the key is to validate your idea first. And here is a clear, super actionable number to aim for: 20. Before you write a single line of code, before you design a logo, your mission is to have 20 real conversations with people you think would be your ideal customers.
So what do you do in those conversations? You just follow these steps. You pitch your concept. You ask them directly, hey, if I built this, is this something you'd actually be interested in buying? And even better, you try to get a pre-order from them. That is the only way to really confirm that there is real demand before you risk all your time and money.
Okay, let's tie all this together. We've busted a few myths and we've laid out a much more practical, realistic path. Think of this as your new roadmap to follow if you're actually serious about this goal. Here are the 3 truths, all in one place. Number 1, it's the end goal, and it's built on a foundation of active work. 2, you have to become a problem hunter, not a money chaser. And 3, you must validate your idea with real customers before you even think about building the product. You know, following this roadmap changes passive income from some vague lottery ticket kind of dream into an achievable, strategic goal. The real starting point isn't finding a magic product idea. It's about finding a real problem. So the final question isn't, how do I make passive income? The question I want to leave you with is this: what problem are you going to solve first?